Hello everybody, it's me, Chaff Commander Coffee, and we are going to play ourselves another traditional draft War of the Spark. Oh yes we are, because the infinite draft train has no brakes. We're going to keep going until there is, well, no more draft to do. So pack one, pick one. Couple of cool options here. Two payoffs for the Spell Matters deck. We've got a Fibblethip, which we probably won't be playing if we have this as our options. I haven't had a chance to play the Spells Matter blue-red deck. Would I rather have Invade the City, or would I rather have Saheeli? I think Saheeli is probably a better payoff for Spells Matter, and we're going to give it a bash. Let's grab a Saheeli. And there's a Kasmina, which is also pretty good in the blue-red deck, so she protects our creatures. She offers some pretty good board control. Let's see, we've got a Visionary, Stealth Mission, Summit Sprint. I think we take the Visionary here. This is just a nice 2-drop. Can help sort our draws out. Here we have not many good options. I guess we take a Kasmina's Transmutation. It can deal with big boys that don't get tokens on them anyway, or a God Eternal that we want to shut down, like something like a Kefnet or an Aketra. Yeah, it seems fine. I haven't been too impressed by Transmutation after playing it a few times in various different decks, but go on, we'll maybe play one copy and just try to keep it at that. Honor the Godpharaoh. It's a decent card for Spells Matter. Ah, there we go. Flux Channeler. It's a big payoff for the Spells Matter deck. This allows you to proliferate on some of your blue creatures, or maybe even red creatures that get counters on them. Speaking of, Burning Prophet, another good payoff card. Allow you to push some damage and scry and things for Spells Matter. Augur of Bolus, no escape. Teferi's Time Twist. I think we're going to take the Augur of Bolus, try and push that spell style of play. Here we could get a Skytheater Strix or a Heartfire. I think I prefer taking the Strix over the Heartfire for the most part. It can give us a flyer that can push some damage. Here we have a Goblin Assault Team or Nahiri Stoneblades. Haven't had a chance to play around with Goblin Assault Team very much. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. I think I like the Goblin Assault Team, since the Nahiri's Stoneblade is a bit of a weaker style of combat trick, since it doesn't really let your creatures survive the trade. They just kind of just kill whatever it is they hit. I guess we'll take a Goblin Assailant and feel kind of sad that we're picking just a standard 2/2. We'll take a Nahiri Stoneblades here. Stealth Mission, and we'll just put the Bulwark Giant in the sideboard. Okay, interesting choices here. I think it's a very obvious pick though. We've got a Tamiyo, which would be nice if we were in blue-green. Can bring stuff back from the graveyard, so that's nice by herself. And yep, making it so your things can't be discarded or sacrificed actually has a big effect in this draft. But it's got the Augur of Bolus to find spells, Bond of Insight to pull spells back from the bin, and Ral's Outburst. I think I like Ral's Outburst the best. Allows us to find the cards and also bolt something. I think Ral's Outburst is pretty good. Dovin's pretty decent. Aside from that, not much red or blue in the pack. I think I like a Dovin.
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
Okay, so we've got a Wall of Runes, Callous Dismissal, and a No Escape. I think I like Callous Dismissal #1 over No Escape #1, so we'll grab a Callous Dismissal. Here we have Tamiyo's Epiphany, great card draw engine. Got Jace's Triumph, also decent for drawing cards, but I think I prefer the Scry 4. Pay 1 extra mana to Scry 4 on top of the draw. Seems good. Got a Tybalt. It's not necessarily bad, but I think I could live without a Tybalt. He might come around anyway. We've got Heartfire as well to push some damage later in the game. We like the Tamiyo's Epiphany. Okay, here we've got another Burning Prophet, Samet's Sprint, Crushed Descent, No Escape, Wall of Runes. We do need creatures. Burning Prophet is a blocker and does let us scry through our deck to find Saheeli as our big payoff for casting lots of non-creature spells. No Escape's fine as a counter spell. Do I like No Escape number 1 or Burning Prophet number 2? I think I like No Escape number 1. It can be pretty important in the fight against, say, God Eternal or decks that have God Eternals. Here, I think we want to take Honor the Godfarer number 2. It's a fine draw spell, discard some land, it still gives you a body. It's not bad. Spellkeeper Weird, very good creature to have in Spells Matter, can bring back a Rowl's Outburst or a Tamiyo's Epiphany or something. Here, I think we will grab the Turret Ogre as just a reach blocker. It's also a decent beat stick. Contentious Plan, draw cards, proliferate. Love to see a Thunder Drake show up, but it doesn't look like we'll get one. Do we want a Manticore as a late game creature? That gives us some amass tokens. I think I prefer that over the Naga Eternal, so we'll grab the Invading Manticore. Here we'll take a Wall of Runes just as a blocker and scries. Heartfire is a nice way to trade off some of our creatures to deal some damage. Take another Wall of Runes and a Grim Initiate. Okay, so Time Wipe. Do we pass up a Time Wipe? What else could we take instead? We could take a second Dovin. We could take a Dambreaker. If we're filling our board with lots of like servos, do we need a Time Wipe? It's a good question. It's a very difficult decision. Could take the Elite Guard Mage just to splash for it. It's a pretty decent card to splash white for. We could also take the Dambreaker just as a proliferate creature for the endgame. Difficult decision. Double white makes this a bit hard to cast when we're not in white. I think the safe pick is to just take the Dambreaker or maybe even the Crunch. Crunch might be fine. We're not looking short on 3-drops, but most of our 3-drops are spells as opposed to creatures. I think some of these cards I can stick in the sideboard just to make our deck look a bit more... might run Transmutation in the sideboard on the Assailant. Stoneblades. What else are we looking at then? Okay. What would I replace? Could probably replace the Goblin Assault team with the Dambreaker. That seems fine. Oh, Gideon Blackblade, you say? Double white for Gideon. I think Gideon's strong enough by himself, and there's nothing else in the pack that I want to pick up. Maybe the Cyclops Electromancer, though. Ooh, it's a payoff. But Gideon he can just win games by himself. We don't have any fixing for white, though. Oh, I hate to pass up Gideon, but I think we're taking the Cyclops Electromancer. I think that makes the most sense. Here, I think I will take a Relentless Advance as a spell that also gives us a large mass token. Here is an interesting choice. Dreadhorde Twins. Amasses gives us a body, and the amass token gets trample. We could get Contentious Plan to proliferate, draw cards, or the Spellkeeper Weird to return instants or sorceries from graveyard to hand. I think we don't want Spellkeeper Weird number 2. I think that's a little bit too much. Dreadhorde Twins could be pretty good. Could maybe swap the Turret Ogre for the Dreadhorde Twins. What else would I be cutting out of the deck? Maybe one copy of Honor the Godpharaoh. Do we want the Stealth Mission? Possibly. It's nice to deal with Planeswalkers. Maybe take out one of the Wall of Runes on the Dreadhorde Twins. Seems fine. Here, nothing exciting. Got some mana fixing that we don't really need. What could we... Do we actually want anything in this pack? Not particularly. Maybe I run Stealth Mission number 2 against the... Maybe we even run the Emergence Zone? How legitimate is Emergence Zone in this deck? It could be fun to try and play around it, but don't know if it's any good. I think we just take the Stealth Mission for the sideboard. Okay, here we could take Crush Descent. I think that's fine for the sideboard against matches when we need more counter spells. Got an Ashiok. Chain Whip Cyclops. How much do we care about Ashiok? Can be a good answer to God Eternals. I think he's probably worth having in the sideboard for God Eternals. Teferi's Twist or Contentious Plan. I think I'll take another Contentious Plan. We'll worry about sorting out the deck in a moment. Dovin Wheels, which seems a little odd to me. I'll definitely take another Dovin.
I will gladly point out your inadequacies.
Here, what's the sideboard looking like? Guess we could take Heartwarming Redemption maybe. It's unlikely we actually run it, but there you go. Again, maybe we take Topple Statue for the sideboard. Heartfire or Invading Manticore. I think we'll take another Heartfire for some reach. I guess we do get to play with the Emergence Zone. Unlike the aid for the sideboard. Okay, let's ditch the cards. Okay, well, we might as well put Emergence Zone in there. Might be fun to play around with. See what we've got. We've got a Kasmina. We've got a Saheeli. We need double Dovin. Maybe not. I think the No Escape's good. We'll worry about the Heartfires in a moment. So let's take a look at our creature base. Let's look at our Proliferate. Got a Flux Channeler. And then we're looking at our instants and sorceries really. Maybe not two Contentious Plans. Let's take a look at instants and sorceries first. Cast Dismissal seems good as a one-off. Relentless Advance, Tamio's Epiphany. Ral's Outburst is great in our colours. I think we could probably afford to run a Heartfire and an On the Godpharaoh. Do we need two? Maybe not. Contentious Plan seems fine. Now we need creatures that have got counters on them, or light counters. Or just creatures that work well with spells. So we're looking at the Cyclops Electromancer. What else could we want in the deck? Nahiri Stoneblades might actually be nice with the servos from Saheeli, but it's a bit cute as opposed to being genuinely useful for us. And we could always just run the second Heartfire to sack servos to deal 4 damage, which is pretty decent. Augur of Bolus is going to fit in the deck very nicely. We're already up to 8 instants and sorceries combined. Spellkeeper Weird might be nice to pull back the Ral's Outburst, or the Relentless Advance, or the Tamio's Epiphany. So I think Spellkeeper Weird is also nice as a low drop creature on the Erratic Visionary. We're kind of proliferating just for the Planeswalkers right now. We take the Burning Prophet. Probably want the second Heartfire. We can proliferate the Amass token. What sort of Amass are we looking at that we haven't included? We've got Dreadhorde Twins, which can be a nice way to finish the game with the larger mass token. How's our curve doing for 4-drops? It's pretty much all non-creatures. Might be worth running the Dreadhorde Twins then. Do we want the... and I suppose Relentless Advance is a creature in essence. And Kasmina generates creatures, so 4-drops do have creatures in it. Okay, so do we want a Grim Initiate? Not really, we're not in a very fast deck per se. We can probably have some quite fast hands, but I don't think I would say we're in a fast deck. I think I like the Skytheater Strix as a flyer. How many 2-drops are we looking at? 8 2-drops. 4 creatures, 4 non-creatures. I think that seems fine. Do we want a second Dovin in the main deck? Oh, what did we just include there? Something got added to the deck. Oh, the Invading Manticore. We don't necessarily want to run that. I think more ways to get a mass is actually probably worth it. So I think we run another copy of Honor the God Pharaoh, because that way our proliferate with, say, the Flux Channeler gets stronger. And we could also run Dovin, another Dovin, as a way of proliferating some more. And I don't mind getting some Dovins early to help stall the board out. And we need another big curve topper. We've only got one creature at 5, and it's a Cyclops Electromancer, which is not particularly exciting. I think Kyora's Dambreaker seems fine. So we can sideboard in Transmutation and Crush Descent and things against like God Eternals or big boys or curve plays. Stealth Mission's nice against decks with lots of Planeswalkers. If we need more late game creatures for like more soul matchups, we could run the Invading Manticore instead of, say, the Skytheater Strix or something, or maybe the Burning Prophet. How many instants and sorceries are we on? We're on 10, so the Augur Bolus is likely to hit fairly regularly. Double Heartfire might be a little excessive. We can also sacrifice Planeswalkers, so if Dovin goes down to 1 loyalty, we can sacrifice him to push damage. Same goes for Kasmina. Sure. It's Saheeli spells. Let's try let's give this a go. I haven't had a chance to play red-blue, as I said, so we'll see if the Spells Matter deck can push it all the way to the top. Pretty sad we didn't pick up a Thunder Drake. I think it would fit really nicely in the Spells Matter deck. It probably does. I mean, it fits nicely in any deck that runs blue, to be honest, but I think Spells Matter could do very nicely with a Thunder Drake. Opponent immediately mulligans, so probably had a 1-land hand. This hand seems fine. In fact, this hand seems more than fine. Opponent's got 1-drop Wall of Runes, okay, so they're going to fix their draw. Potentially find action or land, depending on what they need. Seems fine. Okay, we're on against blue-black. Drop the Visionary. Now against blue-black, the Wall of Runes can easily be sacked out for Spark Harvest if necessary. Okay, they're playing against Esper with Spellkeeper Weird. And I think we will simply pass the turn holding up no escape. Pass. My opponent's going to end turn there. Do I want to draw with the Visionary? I think it seems fine to draw with the Visionary here. We could ditch the Tamios. Maybe the Dovin. I don't think Dovin's going to be... Dovin's passive, I suppose, is more relevant in this matchup. Maybe we ditch one of the Heartfires. Heartfire could be nice to deal with the Spellkeeper Weird, but we haven't seen any spells from them that we care about. Could just ditch the island, but I kind of want to hit 4 mana. I think we ditch one of the Heartfires. Okay, got Callous Dismissal. Do I want to play anything? Could always Tamio's Epiphany, but then we are leaving ourselves open to whatever they play on turn 5. So I think we just pass. Turn 5 is a scary turn because they can drop God Eternals. Okay. Pass the blockers. What have they got? Bleeding Edge. We will Heartfire, targeting the Spellkeeper Weird, sacrificing the Erratic Visionary. The opponent doesn't even get to amass. The spell has no target. Could drop a Dovin here, just to have him in play. Seems fine.
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
Okay, opponent really hasn't got anything. I think we will Tamio's Epiphany here, try to draw some more action. Does this look okay? Seems fine. I'll keep it all on top as it is. And drop the island for the turn and pass. What's our opponent got? Doesn't look like they have very much. Teferi the Time Raveler, okay.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Don't worry, I got this.
Okay. So we could Callous Dismissal the Teferi and then no escape him on the following turn. I think I like that. Not that I think Teferi is necessarily very dangerous, but we'll no escape Teferi. Exile him. Spellkeeper Weird. Yeah, I think we'll keep him. Can always bring back our counter spell. Seems fine. Do we want to... I could swing with the token and then Rouse Outburst the Wall of Runes, but it seems irrelevant. I could Honor the God Pharaoh on Dovin, discarding my extra copy of Dovin, which seems fine. Get to amass, drop a mountain, play a Spellkeeper Weird, and pass turn. Into playing our beacons, they could be splashing for some interesting planeswalkers here. Okay, they're just going to hold up their mana. Might have a counter spell here. Is it worth playing the Flux Channeler into a counter spell? Eh, I don't necessarily mind. Okay, they're going to no escape. We'll resolve that. They get to scry. And do we honor the God Pharaoh? Do we contentious plan? Do we Rouse Outburst? Maybe we hold up Rouse Outburst. Might as well swing with the team, get 1 damage in at the least. Seems fine. Pass. Okay, it looks like they're going to fix for a Planeswalker. White and a blue, double black. What have they got? The Wanderer, okay. Not too bothered by the Wanderer. Think we can Rouse Outburst the Wanderer. Guess we'll take an island. Okay, we've got a Relentless Advance here, that's pretty good. We could bring back the Rouse Outburst to finish the Wanderer off. I think we just Relentless Advance here. Let's swing everything at the Wanderer. Okay, so the Wanderer is going to be too low on loyalty to actually exile the creature. End the turn. So you have to proliferate the Wanderer to be able to exile our token. Okay, they've got the Curious Damnbreaker. That kind of sucks. So they are going to sack the Wanderer to get rid of our Amass token. But our opponent's not going to be able to do much with the Damnbreaker because of Dovin. How many spells have we got in the bin? We have 8. So we can just blow up the Damnbreaker. That seems pretty good. Goodbye, Damnbreaker. Get absolutely smashed. Pass turn. So we're kind of looking for the Saheeli here. We're very low into our deck, and we've got no real mass on board. The Electromancer can get some work done as long as our opponent hasn't got any really crazy stuff. Our opponent might aid the Fallen here. Command the Dreadhorde? Wow, okay.
Those who lose and me.
That's pretty ballsy. They're down to 7. Okay, let's honor the God Pharaoh, getting rid of the mountain. Okay, we've got a Burning Prophet as well. Pop the Burning Prophet on the board. We will simply knock the Damnbreaker down.
Defy convention.
Okay, another Planeswalker. Ashiok. We're pretty low on cards in our bin, and if Ashiok goes off, we need to be able to use something. What do we want? I think we've got to sack the Spellkeeper Weird. Do we go for damage? Do we just take a Heartfire and try and push that final bit of damage? We could do. I think it's worth it. Take it. Otherwise, Ashiok's going to exile our graveyard. Okay, what did we lose? We lost lands, and we lost a Dreadhorde Twins. Okay, so we can't make our Amass token have trample. Just drawing more land. Let's start by proliferating and scrying. Curious Damnbreaker. Do we want Curious Damnbreaker right now? Gets exiled by the Wanderer, so I don't think so. Draw a card, there's a Casmina. Aura of Volus. I don't think we want Aura of Volus right now. Our deck's looking very thin. No escape. Okay, resolve that. Could Heartfire the Ashiok. Do we swing both at face, see what our opponent does? This is looking very dicey. I'm thinking what we want to do is we want to bubble the Dam Breaker, Heartfire the Ashiok. I think that's our only way out, but I don't think we've got enough spells to really pull this off. Dam Breaker's kind of got us stuck in our tracks. We lost our bigger mass token to the Wanderer, and we don't really have another way around it. I guess we'll just try and push damage at their... Just try and push damage at face, see what they do. Because the Wanderer's stopping us from heart firing anything really, so I think this is basically just a concede. I'm not even gonna bother waiting. Like, yeah, we can't really stop the Wanderer's damage, just stopping us in our tracks there. So opponent's got some irritating planeswalkers against our deck. I think we want to definitely sideboard some stuff in against them. Heartfire seems a lot weaker against their board state for the most part, so I think we're going to take them out. Crushed Ascent is definitely an include, and Stealth Mission seems pretty good. Probably want both Stealth Missions against something like that. Take out the Dam Breaker as it's a bit slow. We need to get like creatures on board and start getting them to swing at our opponent's face and their planeswalkers as early as possible. Lovely cup of tea. Some tea to rejuvenate the mind. Go into our next game. Bolus and on curve Crushed Ascent seems pretty damn good, as well as a Dovin, so we can like opponent mulls down to 5. That's always nice. Okay, let's Augur of Bolus and see what we get. Okay, just lands. I'm fine with that, you know, if you put them on bottom. That way. Do we want to drop a Dovin, or do we want to Stealth Mission the Bolus? I think we want to drop the Dovin, just so we've got him.
Let's add this battle to
Oh,
your
I should have swung there.
record of bad
Whoops. I
decisions.
pressed that by just, yeah, happenstance. Didn't mean to. Dovin gonna get eaten alive? House Dismissal. Okay, I don't think we really care about that, do we? Could drop the Burning Prophet. I think we just hold up the Crushed Descent. Swing with the Augur Bolus. There's an emergence zone there. That's pretty cool. And just swing for 1. We win this race, so eventually they have to play something. What have they got? Could activate the emergence zone and stick something in at instant speed, but doesn't seem relevant. So now we can play the Burning Prophet and hold up Crushed Ascent. We're winning this very slow race. Flux Channeler. I think we try to crush this. Make our opponent pay 2 for it. On the God Pharaoh seems pretty good. We don't really need the Dovins. Probably should have sided the Dovins out, since our opponent doesn't really have anything we're too worried about. Does our opponent pay for this or not? Can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine they've got anything else they would rather do. Okay, honor the God Pharaoh. Ditch the Dovin. We shall be honouring the God Pharaoh. Contentious plan. Seems like something we want to draw. A Sky Theatre Strix. I think that's a good thing to drop in now. And we are going to go to Pound Town on our opponent's face. Into Planar Beacon, bringing in a Planeswalker that we will stealth mission and kill. Sorin's Thirst, okay. I'm going to proliferate onto nothing. Seems fine. And a Davriel Shadow Fugue, making us discard 2. I'm going to discard the Dovin and the Contentious Plan. We don't really need the Dovin. Okay, we've got a Callous Dismissal. Seems fine. Another stealth mission. Okay. And I think we want to just push damage, so let's do that. I'm going to put the counters on the Burning Prophet. Swing for Bucket Load. If our opponent thinks they're safe, they could drop Wanderer. Doesn't really matter. They can exile the token, we still kill them. So the Wanderer's not really... Oh no, they'll have 1 life from the Interplanar Beacon, so... A Tyrant Scorn, fair enough. What else have they got? Nothing else. Okay, so we stealth mission the Augur of Bolus, and swing for lethal, and our opponent dies. I think we need to take the Dovin. The Dovin's out. I don't think the Dovin's going to do anything in this matchup. They're probably a little slow. The Heartfires could be nice to push damage. We could even run the Invading Manticore as like a curve topper that beats our opponent to death, but I think I like the Heartfires. I think playing fast is going to be nice. Our opponent seems to be on a fairly slow game plan, so they did mull down to 5, mind you, but I think the Heartfires seem like they should be good. We can always sack out some of our smaller tokens, or in response to removal, sack the creature to push damage. The only problem is, if that removal happens to be the Wanderer, we can't actually like hit anything with it. We can hit the Wanderer with the Heartfire, I suppose, which puts it down, it kills it. The Wanderer chooses to down tick, hit a creature in response, sack the creature to Heartfire, smack Wanderer for 4. This hand seems pretty good. We've got Erratic Visionary into No Escape, into Crush Descent, which is not half bad if you ask me. Opponent's going to hold up the mana. I'm going to swing for 1 and pass. I don't think our opponent's seen our No Escape, they've only seen our Crush Descent, so they might... No, they're not going to play into it? Okay, that's fair enough. Alright, I'm going to swing for 1. And pass turn. Okay. We're going to need at least 5 lands for the swing for 1 for the Cyclops Electromancer. I mean, if they just want to hold up cards, like, they're going to have to play a card eventually. If they play something that doesn't seem that threatening, I'll just let it go through. Callous Dismissal. Seems fine. Like, why do I care about Callous Dismissal? Play the Erratic Visionary. Okay, pass the turn. Wasted a card. I guess they got 1/1 out of it, but seems like a bit of a waste. Colorless Flux Channeler. Am I fine letting Flux Channeler come out? I think I am. Okay, pass it to my turn. Could Relentless Advance, holding up no escape. Pass turn. And the opponent's got to play something worthwhile at some point. They can only tap their Interplanar Beacon once in a turn to fix mana for Planeswalkers, so... Well, it's not just fixing mana for Planeswalkers, it kind of is ramp, so... Because you pay 1 mana to generate 2, but only for Planeswalker spells. Although the actual Interplanar Beacon itself does tap for colorless, so I suppose that doesn't really count. That's getting no escaped. I'm sorry, but we're not letting an Eternal Skylord resolve. That sounds like a load of cancer to me. And he gets exiled, so he's not coming back. We get to scry the island to the bottom. Okay, what else are they going to try resolve? They could just try and play a spell to proliferate. Looks like they don't want to. Could be holding up their own no escape. If they are, we want to try and bait it out. How do we bait it out? We don't hold up enough mana. We can't hold up enough mana for Crush Descent and play the Kasmina. I think I want to play the Kasmina anyway. But we can't hold up for Crush Descent, so could play the Electromancer. Electromancer seems fine. He's not so much of a threat that I think our opponent wants to counter it. Oh, they do want to counter it? Okay. That's fair enough. Resolve that. Okay, seems fine. We will swing with the 3/3. Okay, they're going to let it go through. And we will pass, holding up Heartfire. Yours Downbreaker. Okay, resolve that. Pass to attackers. Opponent swings with both. Block with the Visionary there, and then we will Heartfire, targeting this, sacrificing the Visionary. No more mass token for you. Okay, we're going to drop the Kasmina. Okay, we're going to ditch the Honor the Godpharaoh so we can hold up for Crush Descent. All the runes. Okay, let that go through. Are they going to play anything else? Looks like our opponent's on the dump our hand plan. Bleeding Edge. Okay, I will Crush Descent there. You must pay the rest of your mana for that. Okay, he's going to. Looks like they're going to go on Kasmina with Cura. Cura's Downbreaker. Yeah, we're going to let that go through. Blocks.
I will have to form a new plan.
Okay, we're going to Contentious Plan. Okay, and Stealth Mission. Do I try and push the 8 damage? If our opponent's got Wanderer, we're kind of stuffed anyway. Can we race our opponent? Maybe not. Just pass. Ape Internal seems fine. Why? I assume they are running that main deck, it's just we haven't seen it before. Oh, looks like Wanderer's going to come down, and we're probably just going to concede to it. Yep, there's Wanderer. We can't come back from that, that's just too much.
My skills are as sharp as my sword.
Just can't find Saheeli, man. Can't find Saheeli. And can't put the pressure on. Oh well, let's go into the next game. I think we're missing some key cards that the spell's meta deck wants, like Thunderdrake, I guess. Like, it's like if we get the Flux Channeler out and a Planeswalker, we can go pretty mad. But We can't really push that damage we need, and I think something like the Drake would be really handy. Or a Spellgorger weird, that would be excellent as well. We're going to hold up no escape, and the reason why is because if they want to proliferate on the Strix, it goes out of Ral's outburst range, and we don't want that to happen, so... Because if this falls out of Ral's outburst range, we're going to have a bad day, so... Just going to Ral's outburst the Strix, leave our opponent with a 1-1. We'll take the second Dovin. Opponent hasn't got anything. So we will drop the Saheeli. We will bounce the Snare Spinner. Pass. Sure.
That wasn't very inventive.
What we're going to do, we're going to drop Flux Channeler, and we'll drop Dovin. Flux Channeler is going to proliferate on a bunch of stuff.
Your loss will either be a
And
tragedy
we will
or a
pass.
comedy of errors.
Wow, opponent must have just a lot of big fat creatures that can't play. That's going to be sad for them, because what we can do is we can turn the artifact into a Flux Channeler, and we can Tamiyo's. We can pull the Heartfire and the Bolus, or the Heartfire and the Dreadhorde Twins. We can Heartfire the Snare Spinner, sacking the Servo. Create another Servo. And proliferate a bunch. And swing with the 6/6. Actually, we just swing with... Yeah, let's swing with the 6/6. I'm going to chump the Grazer into it. Oh, take it. 8 and turn. Next turn, we are going to Dreadhorde Twins. And it's going to be crazy. Have an 8/8 Trampler. And we can be even crazier. So Saheeli turns a Servo into the army. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, science. Oops. It's fine, let's drop the Augur Bolus. Can't find any spells, that's fine. Drop a Dreadhorde Twins. Swing with an 8/8 Trampler. I've got nothing to proliferate on, so a Challenger Troll, okay. We will most certainly be honouring the Godfarer, but we'll do that after turning a Servo into a Flux Channeler.
I like to think fast.
And I guess we'll just play an island because... Oh, opponent concedes. It's fair enough. So against the green beatdown deck, we probably want the transmutation. Crush Descent's probably going to be pretty good to beat some of their curve plays. And I think we can we afford to be greedier? It looks like they're going to try to get the Proliferate rolling fairly quickly. I think we can take out the... Chaos Dismissal might be a bit weak. It doesn't look like they're going to be amassing, so we'll get rid of the Chaos Dismissal. Although it can reset counters, doesn't necessarily stop them. Maybe take out the Burning Prophet as well, since the Burning Prophet swings in but kind of just dies after that, so we'll take out the Burning Prophet. So that's kind of what we want to do with the Proliferate deck. We want all the spells matter. Want to drop a Flux Channeler, start proliferating on Saheeli, turn the servos into Flux Channelers, make a giant amass token, smack our opponent. We can also simply proliferate a crap ton on Kasmina and Dovin just to stall the game out, draw through our deck until we hit the combo. And against a Proliferate deck, they're not going to be able to remove our creatures very easily. In white-green, they could band together or Wanderer's Strike or something like that, but this hand seems okay. We'll keep it. Okay, we'll drop the island. Contrangler. Drop a mountain. One counter on Contrangler. Interesting choice. I would have probably put it on the Pollenbright Druid. Okay, let's honor the God Pharaoh. Discarding Emergent Zone. Okay, we've got a Saheeli. Can't protect the Saheeli very well. If they buff the Contrangler up, we can Heartfire it. Okay, no blocks. Go down to 13. Opponent might play a... Okay, they might be holding up a counter spell. Play the Erratic Visionary. Looks like they've got a no return in hand. Swing with the 1/1. And end turn. Holding up Heartfire. Pass. Just swinging with the Contrangler. I think we'll let that go through. See what they try to do first. Opponent doesn't want to do anything. Do we Heartfire? I think that's fine. Okay, let's drop the Dovin. Dovin's probably not going to resolve. No escape, that's fine. Resolve that. Now our opponent's probably going to play their hand out. Might be a Challenger Troll coming out. We'll need an answer to that pretty quickly. But we'll see. Yep, here comes the Challenger Troll. I think we will Heartfire the Visionary. Oh, no, we don't want to target the Visionary, we want to target the Contrangler. Sacking the Visionary. It's fine, let 1 damage go through. Okay, so we can play the Flux Channeler, and then the Saheeli. Proliferating on the Amass token. No attacks.
This should be fun.
Six damage going at face. Do we think they've got combat trick? We're gonna bet they don't. They don't. This is our best play for getting some swole boys into play, and with the Rouse Outburst we are certainly going to do that. So we can Rouse Outburst, targeting the Challenger Troll, and Proliferate, and we will take the Dam Breaker. We are going to turn the servo into a Flux Channeler,
Do I have your attention
and we
now?
will Heartfire the Challenger Troll, sacrificing we find sacrificing the Saheeli. I think we're probably going to have a big enough zombie army, we don't really mind what they're going to do. Maybe we just sack the Flux Channeler though, which is only a servo token, so okay, and now Cyclops Electromancer should be able to deal with the Bioessence Hydra. Pollen Bright Druid, okay, we don't really mind about that. Put counter on the Hydra. Drop an island. Hydra's going to go at the face. We can't not block it, so we'll double trade into the Hydra, Flux Channeler against the Druid. Okay, we've got Dreadhorde Twins, which means we can carry on the Proliferate train. We'll pass. Got Cyclops Electromancer can pretty much blow out anything that they play now, so that's nice, except maybe a Dam Breaker. I don't think they've got any reach in their deck. Oh, Tamiya's Epiphany. Some good stuff right there. We want spells. Spellkeeper Weird seems fine. We could take a land and a Spellkeeper Weird. That way we can play them both, which seems good to me. And now we can do the bonkers thing where Saheeli turns the servo into a Spellkeeper Weird. We bring a spell back, and then we can cast that, and crazy stuff happens. I.e., we can just keep recurring spells from our graveyard. Especially something like Relentless Advance is going to get out of control very, very, very quickly. Okay, so we could also do the Flux Channeler play. We also just play the Curious Dambreaker. Let's see, what can we get back from the bin? Get back Rouse Outburst. That seems pretty strong. So Saheeli, turn the servo into Spellkeeper Weird. We sack the Spellkeeper Weird, bringing back Rouse Outburst. We Rouse Outburst the Pollen Bright Druid, create a servo, Flux Channeler proliferates, which makes Saheeli get some more loyalty. We'll take the Strix. We can swing with most of the team. We could definitely block with the Dreadhorde Twins, so I'm going to swing with the Flux Channeler instead. Okay, setting on 3 life is pretty spook, but I don't think our opponent can just simply burn us out. If they could like drop Swamp and then Ob Nixilis us, we feel real bad. Price of Betrayal, okay. Well, that shuts Saheeli off, but that's about it. It doesn't really do anything else. They got anything to follow it up? Flux Channel is still going to be a massive problem for them. Let's Relentless Advance. Mass 3. Honor the God Pharaoh, ditching the Strix. And our opponent's dead, unless they have an answer to the Giant Mass token. So, play the Mountain, because why not? And we'll swing for exact lethal and keep some blockers back in case they've got a trick that somehow keeps them alive. Swing with the servo. Okay, looks like they've got something. Totally lost. Ouch. That's one hell of a trick. Okay, we could Spellkeeper Weird to bring back one of our spells. I think we like holding up Crushed Ascent. So we're going to swing with the team except the Spellkeeper Weird. Opponent's dead next turn unless they can get some answers, and Cyclops Electromancer is an instant kill on basically anything they play. They haven't got anything. Okay, totally lost though, almost blew us out there, but still did pretty fine. Okay, so that's game 1 in the bag. Let's see if we can't steal some more games with Spells Matter. As you can see, like when it goes off, it's pretty consistent, which is good. We don't really have any ways of putting counters on any of our other creatures, which kind of sucks. If we could, it would be even more consistent, because then we wouldn't just be relying on mass tokens to push our final bits of damage. Strix seems a fairly decent opener, and the Electromancer is going to quickly get big enough to be a threat. Lore Rune Enforcer. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Not the end of the world though. Do we open with Augur of Bolus or the Strix? I think we open with Augur of Bolus. Could open with Strix, maybe that forces our opponent to tap their stuff. Probably not. Let's just drop the Augur of Bolus, see what we find. Rouse Outburst, that's pretty good. Our opponent's definitely going to have to play around that a little bit. Yang Gu, okay.
Cooperation is the path to self-improvement. We'll do this together.
Okay. I think we want to play the Strix here. No attacks. So at least we can threaten Jiang Yang Gu if he -1s Jiang Yang Gu again. We might see a pretty big creature come out here. Something like Mowu would be pretty scary. Trusted Pegasus is fine, we're not really bothered by that. Pegasus dies to Rouse Outburst, so we're not really bothered. So drop this. We could drop the Saheeli first, but I think we're just going to Rouse Outburst the Pegasus. And we'll take the Dovin, allows Saheeli to create some servos which can get the chain rolling, so I think we'll take the Dovin. It could also be pretty good against a large proliferate creature. And we'll swing the Strix at Jiang Yang Gu, just get rid of him.
Our journey continues.
Opponent's stuck on 3 mana by the looks of it. Which is good for us. We'll get Saheeli down, she should be fairly safe. Okay, got a mountain, so we can play the Saheeli. And we can proliferate if we want to. I don't think we want to start proliferating until we get an Amass token out, so go to combat. Are they going to tap down with the Lore Rune Enforcer? I think that's fine. We'll just pass. Hold the Heartfire up in case they start playing some scarier creatures. Or maybe a pump, like Courage and Crisis. What have they got? Prison Realm. Okay, that's probably going to target Saheeli. Okay, so he's targeting Saheeli with it. We will Heartfire the Law Reinforcer, sacking the Saheeli. Because otherwise we have no enchantment removal, so Prison Realms. We have got Callous Dismissal, but I don't think we need to worry about that too much. We can still get some damage in now. Do we need Dovin? We've got another copy. Might be worth just honouring God Pharaoh to get rid of Dovin. Draw some more cards. We just play Dreadhorde Twins. Probably a better on-curve play. Phase 2. See what our opponent's got. Cyclops Electromancer's a bit weak right now, but we can always power him up as the game progresses. Wardscale Croc. Okay, that's something that we can't really... Dovin doesn't really do anything against. The Cyclops Electromancer doesn't do anything against, so we just need to get a big token. I think we ditch the Dovin here. Okay, I think we can on Godfarer again, ditching the island. Okay, let's swing in the air for 3. Do we swing with the zombie army? I don't think we want to give them the option of trading it just yet. If they want to put counters on the Croc, that's fair enough. We can just go above it by making the zombie army even more swole. A Relentless Advance, Contentious Plan. Turn it into an 8/8 Trampler. Opponent's going to be hard pressed to block that. Single combat. I choose the zombie army, thank you very much. So we can't play any creatures, which is fine because we're just going to play spells. But single combat, that's a pretty big spell to be playing. Do we all in? I think it's worth it. It's a Contentious Plan as well. Alright, hit our opponent for 8. Big swing. So if they swing with a Croc, we can blow out their next creature. They can't play any creatures because of single combat, so they have to just play removal if they want to stay in the game. Otherwise, Croc's on defense. What have they got in hand? Gonna swing with the Croc. Okay, looks like they've probably got removal then, because they can't play any creatures. Let's do we swing? I think they might have something like a Gideon's Triumph, so we're gonna just no attacks. Drop a mountain. Pass turn. I think they must have something like Gideon's Triumph. Kaya, Bane of the Dead.
I'll phase through anything that stands in my way.
Okay, we're gonna Heartfire. Gonna target their face. Sack the token. So we could draw our next. Oh, we can't get another Heartfire. Have we used Ral's Outburst? We have. We need to drop 2 creatures here, because otherwise we just die to Kaya. We have to Callous Dismissal the Kaya as well. They'll just replay the Kaya, and we're basically living on top deck. What can we top deck that will save us? I'm just trying to think. We haven't really got anything that pushes for lethal damage here.
I'm gonna make you suffer. I'll be back.
Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits.
Man, that Kyra is going to be a massive blowout in this game. And we have no escape. One turn too late, or a couple of turns too late, my friend. You had have been there just a little earlier. Right, so we're going to have to deal with the Kaya. Lots of our targeted removal won't work against World-Scale Croc. We need to counter it. Crush Descent seems pretty reasonable. I think the stealth missions probably want to come in as well. Strix might be worth it, just push damage. But we definitely want the counter spells. I think Burning Prophet's going to go. I think one of the Dovins can go. And maybe the Electromancer. Yeah, I think the Electromancer can go as well. So, see if we can't get some kills on their Planeswalkers with the stealth mission. Single combat's going to be a real issue, because it just means they can single combat, follow it with Kaya, and then we're just a bit stuffed. This hand seems fine. Get the Visionary out. Maybe fix our hand. Okay, Laura Enforcer. Drop the Visionary. Hopefully we draw lands so we can hold up the no escape. They might just tap out the Visionary if they've got no 2-drops to play. Okay. Pass turn. I mean, they might as well have tapped the Visionary out, so we can't tap it to loot. Rising Populace. Do we care about that? Not so much. I think we will probably be tapping the Visionary here to try to find more land. Probably ditch a stealth mission. We're not. It's one of the few ways we can put counters on other creatures to allow them to proliferate up as well, but I think right now it's not a massive concern of ours. Okay, let's tap the Visionary, see what we can't find. Crush Descent, it's pretty good. I think we can ditch the first stealth mission. It's fine. Okay, and do we Kasmina whilst they're tapped out? What are we cycling? Pretty much anything. Okay, we'll ditch the Emergent Zone, that's fine. So they're not going to be able to cast any spells that target my creatures because they cost 2 more. Centaur Nurturer, that's fine, not too bothered by that. We'll hold up our counter spells for when Kaya decides to drop. I think we can Kasmina again. And do we want to ditch the Dam Breaker? Don't think Dam Breaker's as important as our other pieces in our hand, so we'll ditch the Dam Breaker and pass turn. I don't mind double trading for the Centaur Nurturer, that's fine. If our opponent's got land Kaya, we can deal with it. If our opponent taps out for another big creature, we can Crush Descent. Calendar Troll, yep, that's exactly the thing we're going to Crush Descent on. Get a 2-2. Okay. We get an island. Do we want to Rouse Outburst? Don't think so. We'll just pass, hold up No Escape, hold up Heartfire. 2 nice options to deal with our opponent's stuff. If we can get a Proliferate Chain rolling on Kasmina, that can give us a lot of gas and a lot of tokens. Go wide. Swing past them. Depends what they have here. World-Scale Croc. I think that's worth no escaping. Honor the God Pharaoh. Do we want Honor the God Pharaoh? Seems fairly reasonable. And do we want to Heartfire? We could Heartfire the Nurturer to keep them off of Kaya for a bit longer. We could also Erratic Visionary. I don't think it's worth it. We could Heartfire to get rid of the Rising Populace. I think it's fine, we'll just pass. We can always Rouse Outburst the Rising Populace and see what we've got on top of our deck. Got Island or Augur of Bolus. I guess we'll take the Augur, because at least it's a creature. And we'll swing with our boys, try to push some damage. 6 damage is certainly nothing to sniff up at. They can kill the Kasmina now, but they're tapping out both their creatures to do it. Contrangler, not really bothered by him. And if they want to tap out both their creatures to kill Kasmina, that's fine by us. No, okay, they don't want to. There's a Saheeli. That's where things start getting silly. But do we want to Saheeli right now? Maybe not. Let's Augur of Bolus, see what we pull. I do kind of want to hold up the Heartfire in case of shenanigans. Stealth mission seems fine. We could stealth mission the zombie army. I'm kind of worried about potential single combat coming in. So we could keep them off single combat by killing the Nurturer. Let's swing with everybody and see what they do. Because they might go for a block, and we can Heartfire in response. I think we need to push some damage. You could always Heartfire what they block and just go straight for the face. We're gonna sack the Contrangler. Okay, yep. We Heartfire the Amass token, go face. That puts them on 10. I think that's a pretty good line. Oh. Let's target opponent's face. Sack the Amass token. Okay, damage will resolve. See, the reason I do this is because we have Stealth Mission. So we can push at least 4 damage with that and another 4 damage with Heartfire. So, Gideon's Triumph. Guess we'll sack the Visionary, because the Visionary has less utility at this point. I mean, I'd rather have a 2-2 at this point than the Visionary to cycle cards. Okay, opponent's going to drop something valuable. 6 mana's up, they can drop a Kaya. What does Kaya exile? Nothing exciting. Swing in against Kasmina. No, I'm just going to hold up their mana. Seems very odd. I think we stealth mission on the 2-2 maybe. We could honor the God Pharaoh. Honor the God Pharaoh. No, I think we stealth mission on the just the 2-2 and just go face. You might have a band together here. Okay. You can't tap this out with the Law Reinforcer because it's a token. Whereas if I had have used that on the Augur, you could have tapped out. What's our opponent planning? Maybe he's counting to see if we can kill him? Not quite. Not quite. Have they got something like a divine arrow? Doesn't look like they do. Okay, so we hit them for 4. Pass turn. Some sort of instant speed. Nope. Here comes Kaya.
I heard you had some dead things that needed to stay dead.
Okay, we are going to Heartfire. Do we get rid of the Kaya? Carry on with our game plan. I think now that we're not scared of Kaya, I think our game plan seems a lot better.
I'm gonna make myself scarce.
Opponent doesn't have any black mana to aid the Fallen, the Kaya, so it seems pretty good. They might have like Planar Celebration, but... Okay, let's drop the Saheeli.
Challenge
will
you want, then a challenge you'll get.
Callous Dismissal. We could Callous Dismissal Kasmina. Pass turn. I think that seems fine. We get the Kasmina back. We can reuse her to great effect. What's our opponent got? Prison Realm, targeting Saheeli. Okay, if we can get our Callous Dismissal back with, say, Spellkeeper Weird, that would be nice.
Learn from this.
What else have they got? Vivian's Grizzly. Could give them quite a lot of gas, but hopefully we can just beat them down before that matters. So we're going to draw the Spellkeeper Weird. I think we're going to Kasmina first. We're going to start putting bodies on the board.
Heed my instruction and prepare for war.
Flux Channeler we definitely want, so we're going to drop the Honor of the Godpharaoh. We won't swing. Just pass. Okay, opponent's down to 2 cards and 6 life, so looking a bit dangerous for them. If we can find our Strix, which I think is still in the deck. If we can find Strix, then we could just beat them to death in the air. Although, did I take Strix out? I can't remember. This is only game 2 as well, like, this is still another game after this. Oh, there's an Ajani. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's an Ajani. Gain 3 life. Okay, so he's just gaining life. Hopefully we can start abusing the Flux Channeler now, but... see how much that actually works out. So we can tap triple blue to Flux Channeler. We can Kasmina to see what we draw first.
Every day
Mountain.
is a new lesson.
I like that more. Do we want the Spellkeeper Weird? I think we're just going to go all in right now. Can our opponent afford to put counters on their board? They can, but they might want single combat. There's no attacks. We don't have a stealth mission in the deck anymore, because we've already discarded one and used one, and we lost the Spellkeeper Weird, so we can't push like a cheeky final bit of damage. But putting Trample on the Amass token is going to make a big difference. So we can turn it into a pretty huge boy next turn. So we amass 2, then we amass 4. Ajani's going to put counters on everything.
If I have to light the way, I will.
Okay. Let's start off by... Do we start off by proliferating, or do we need the... I think we'll start off by proliferating. And we'll create another token.
Focus on what matters.
Ditch the mountain. Now if we swing with our 7/7, they get a favourable block, so... However, they've only got 4 blockers. But we can't push lethal damage, so no attacks. Sucks to be stalled out of the game by Ajani. It really sucks. Okay, so it's probably a land or a spell. If it's single combat, that doesn't really help them, because we just get 7/7, they get some rubbish stuff. Well, that's not going to stop our 7/7, so... Wanderer's Strike, yeah, that's pretty bad. That is indeed pretty bad. However, they did have to tap the Nurturer for that. Gain 3 life, yep.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
They could actually swing, and we don't have enough to crack back without some burn, so kind of safe for them to swing right now. It's all got vigilance anyway. Does he swing with the Law Rune Enforcer as well? He does. Okay. I don't mind trading for the Makeshift Battalion. Do I want to trade for the Vivian's Grizzly as well? Probably not, we'll just take that. Cutting their board size down seems pretty valuable. Especially with that Ajani on board. Last card in hand is a land, I guess. Yep. So opponent's down to top. Oh, there's a Strix. There's a cheeky Strix. So Ajani's going to die eventually. Unfortunately, we can't put counters on Strix, so see what our opponent top decks. No attacks. We will chump if Ajani decides to put counters on things. They might just tap for the Grizzly. Okay, it looks like they have a land in hand. Okay, they put another card on bottom. Could be a spell, could be a land. Is Ajani going to put counters on things, or is he going to gain life? Okay, so put counters on things. This guy's going to have to get actually huge to do anything meaningful. And getting blown out by Wanderer's Strike is pretty mean. We can afford to take 2 of these hits. So I guess we can chuck the Augur of Bolus underneath one of them. Life total doesn't really matter at this point. We're kind of just trying to go wider than our opponent, or we can't really go taller, not with an Ajani just bearing down on us. Okay, got a Dovin. Dovin's pretty good here. We don't really care what it is, because we're not going to get much value anyway. Could drop Mountain and Contentious Plan. We could just Contentious Plan, not dropping a Mountain, and then Casmina to create another token. I think we're probably going to lose this game.
My students are
We just
loyal.
lost all of our combo pieces to really get rolling. Actually, where's Saheeli? Is Saheeli in exile? Oh yes, he's in exile underneath prison. Oh, he tapped down the Strix. If I swing everything at Ajani, what happens? We die on the crackback. Yep, this is a game. Wow, spells matter just, well, didn't matter really. It's a pretty unfortunate end to this draft, but just couldn't do it. Just got blocked out in all our games. So I think we were missing a few key cards for the support of the deck, but we also kind of lost our combo out most of the time. So yeah, we needed more ways to put counters on things to really get the first rate rolling. Never mind. Never mind. It's nice to try the decks to see how they go, but I think I'm pretty set in my ways now. I think I know what colours work, and we will play to our strengths, play to those colours. Anyway, that's the end of the draft, so that will be the end of this video. As always, guys, thank you for watching, sticking around on the channel, and on the stream. Hope you guys are enjoying the amount of drafts that we get to play, and there'll be more in future, as I said. When BO1 drafts get added, I believe around the 10th of May, 9th, 10th of May, I have so much gold to spend on them, and I think the rewards will be in gems, so I'll get more gems to play traditional. But if the luck in our next few games go well, we can play at least another 3 or 4 traditional drafts before I run out of gems. Hopefully more, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.